Hello there folks, good evening and welcome back to the Masters Championship. Tonight it is the big boys Division 1 and it is race 4 of this very short season at TMC. But to help me in the box is absolutely nobody. Richie couldn't do it and a few other guys couldn't do it either. But I'm sorry for a wee bit of delay. I was just doing a few things and trying to set the whole stream up and all, but we are pretty much ready to go. And just before start, I'm trying to check here a second. This chicane now here where Kevin's coming up you're not allowed to cut that chicane like as he's done there now. You're not allowed to do that. You have to hit it properly. Anybody that's caught doing that, particularly in the race, will receive a 3-second penalty for every single time they do it. So I'll have to keep my eyes very close on that. A lot of things to do for one man, but very interesting to see. But there is a couple of reserves tonight. As you can see, there's TTG Recon, there is Whiskers also in, and I'll say out there, Joe Corby's in the wall, he's out. That's his qualifying short. He's also reserving tonight as well. Then you have Yarham as well. They are the 4 reserves, so a few guys couldn't make it. So, and Tidgeman was a reserve, but he is now a full-time driver replacing John Heventeri. So pretty much that's the things I had to get wrapped up. But I was just looking just to see the times because I have missed it and I'm rushed a wee bit. But Lewis is the highest medium runner so far, and look at that, 27.6 on the mediums, like 4 tenths off TTG Recon, who is actually a quick driver. And he's only Lewis is only 4 tenths off him. That's just absolutely insane considering the fact the delta between them is about 7 or 8 tenths. So I could see Lewis maybe in the high 26s, mid 26s. Be amazing if he could do it on the softs. But yeah, pretty much everybody's done their lap so far, and I can just hide that there and we'll see. I think SH, was he on a lap? No, he's in no ERS deployment, so he's not on a lap. I believe Matty's on a lap, or who's furthest, Matty or Kevin? I think Kevin's furthest, so we'll watch for Kevin as he takes spoon corner, 4th gear, clip that curb. The car just wants to step out, but he seems to have a decent setup because it is grippy. But he's not going overtake on the straight now, which is a bit interesting. He's going hot lap, so he's trying to not run the ERS down as much before coming into the last corner. But we'll watch him now right on board. So he takes a 2nd gear. He's hit the corner properly that time, which is very good to see, but he must have messed up his lap because he is in the pits. So we'll watch Matty. Matty, he runs a wee bit wide out of spoon, but not too bad. But he has now deployed overtake on the straight. So we'll see how Matty gets on, as I do believe there is someone else coming across the line very shortly, maybe to start their lap. But we'll see. Going into high ERS now into the final 2 corners, as he's cut the curb a wee bit as well. We'll see, he's run out of ERS deployment now coming towards the line, but it's at 27.7 and puts him P6. Lewis is now coming out on the softs now very shortly. Matty's on his lap. I believe Nolan is 2 tenths up on his lap, so we'll watch Nolan to see as he comes up into the hairpin. Nice trail braking, double up shifting, get the best bit of traction he can. Decent traction. TG Recon's well out of his way. See now how he takes spoon, because spoon's a very important corner. You don't want to run wide. You do not want to run wide. And to be fair, 3rd gear the extra bit of bite, but he has taken it pretty well. He's run a bit wide there, which is going to compromise him the whole way down this straight. But still looked like a decent 2nd sector so far, and that's I believe that's a purple middle sector, so that is fantastic from Nolan. This could actually put him in pole position at the minute if he can take this right, as he's cut the last corner. Doesn't think like anybody's actually listening to me, to be fair, but he has done a 27 flat, and that's a decent lap from Nolan. But I do believe there is guys that are going to go quicker, like his teammate Thomas. He's only a 10th up on his time, not even a 10th, half a 10th, so he's not having the best time now in qualifying at the minute, but he's in no ERS, so he will be coming back into the pits. Tidgeman spun at the top of the S's. Kelsper's on a lap. We'll see if Kelsper's time, well, he is the 10th up, so we'll ride on board with Kelsper. I don't know if he's the furthest, but we'll ride on board from just to see as he comes up into the hairpin. It's so strange to see all the different ERS deployments that everybody does, because you've seen from a few of the boys there that was riding aboard with, they went in high into the chicane, or into the hairpin. Sorry, Kelsper's went hot lap, and he's also went hot lap into here as well. So it's just interesting to see the sort of different like ERS deployments that everybody uses. But Kelsper, from the guys I've ridden on board with, has probably been the best exit you can possibly get off spoon. Didn't clip the curb, gets the most optimal amount of speed he can down the straight, but he is 3 tenths off Nolan's middle sector. So Kelsper at the minute's looking like he could be on for 3rd place, which to be fair, Scuba's pumped in at 27.5, which is a fantastic lap from Scuba. Didn't think he'd be up that far. But we'll see now. Kasper, the bump in the last corner is a bit of a pain. Kasper up into third place with 27.4, Scuba 27.5. So as I was saying, Scuba 27.5, he wasn't expecting himself to be up that high, but Perpetume's going to try and get as much. Oh, that was late from Perpetume. That was late, but he has cost himself a bit of time. I don't know if he's going to be able to gain much of that back. But Jesus, that was late. He near drove straight into the back of him. That's bound to be a cut. Yeah, he's coming into the pits. As you can see, Lewis is on the lap. He's 3/10 up at the minute. Question is Lewis going to take pole position here, as he's absolutely bossing the championship, which I will go through on the formation lap. But he is the championship leader at the minute, absolutely storming it. We'll see. He's had an okay exit coming off Spoon, but it does look like a very quick lap. What is this? It's a 10th faster than Nolan in the middle sector, so Lewis at the minute could be on for provisional pole. Could be. We'll see how he gets on. Oh, out of the last corner in the hot lap, Lewis. It's a 27 flat, and look at how close it is with him and Nolan. So close. That's feisty. That is feisty. Who else is in the lap? Gagino's finished his. Combis down. Wesker's not much. Dark Bolt, I believe, he's coming across the line. What's he going to do? It's a 28-2 from Dark Bolt. It's not a great lap. Johan's in the pits. Kevin, I do believe Kevin is on a lap, so we'll ride him over Kevin to see. So I'm not sure if this is an actual proper lap or if he's actually backed out of this. It looks like he's backed out of it. Yeah, he's not going full throttle, so Kevin's backed out of that lap. So at the minute, there's not really many guys going for it. We'll say that they're SH. No, he's not in the lap either. So I do believe the guys now are probably going to come back into the pits and then come out again for their final run. Oh, Sector 3, who is that? Oh, I thought that was someone spun. I don't think it was. Just Kevin coming into the pits again. He is. So because the guys are basically are coming into the pits, I will quickly get stands here. Actually, it sees me having to do it in the formation lap. There's been not many things going on, boys, that takes forever, but yeah, this is it here. So leading the way is, as I said, Lewis. He has 86 points. He is a whopping 39 points clear. Second place, who is Cagino in the Ferrari, and third is ILRT Pat, and fourth is Matt Tybus, who, if I do recall, is he? Matt Tybus is the only person to actually get a win other than Lewis this season. So Matt Tybus is in P4 and Scuba P5 after second place last week. Was a fantastic result from him. He is level on points with Kelsper, who them two are fierce rivals. He likes to compare himself to Kelsper. Kelsper likes to compare himself to him, so it's a good rivalry between the two of them. Thomas is in 8th on 25 points. Dark Bolt is in 9th on 25 points, and Combi's in 10th on 27, closely followed by Kevin, who is in 11th on 22 points. And where is the constructors? I will get the constructors here very quickly for you. It is here. So Alpha lead the way because Pat and Lewis are first and third. They're obviously leading the constructors at 131 points. Second is Ferrari on 80. Third is Red Bull on 65, and fourth is McLaren on 62. So the constructors is a lot closer than the drivers, because at the minute Lewis is absolutely bossing the championship and could have it wrapped up in the next probably 2 races if he wins both of them. So we will see. But the first guy to come out and actually do a lap is Tidgeman. As I was going through that there, I completely missed it, but he is 4/10 up on his lap, so let's see what he can do here. Can he get into the 26s? Can he be the first man to get into the 26s? Let's find out, as he takes this game pretty well. Oh, curb. Is he going to do it? He isn't. He's going to do a 27-2, and it's very close. Like, if Nolan and Lewis both doing their own times, but Tidgeman is not too far off. Nolan is out. Lewis doesn't look like he's gonna get out, so I think Lewis might not get another lap in. We'll see what Perpetume's doing. He's currently 1.1 seconds down, so obviously he's not doing a lap, but we'll see Yarham. What Yarham's doing, he's through the S's, so I do believe he's the furthest one on a lap. The Division 2 driver. These boys in Division 2 should have a massive advantage compared to the rest of the grid tomorrow night when they actually do the proper race, so there's no excuses for them not to get a top 5 result. Every single one of them is racing. But Johan is 3/10 up at the minute. Degnan is a very tricky corner, but he did seem to get it alright. Coming now up into the hairpin. So he gonna do, he takes it in hot lap as well. Into first gear, second gear, third gear. Brilliant traction, must say. As he comes now into Stowe corner, it's probably one of the best corners on the track, but me personally I think the S's is absolutely fantastic if you can nail them. But to be fair, Yarham, he gets a very good exit off it. Very, very good exit. So it looks like a very neat lap from Yarham at the minute. Is he done? He's about a second down on Nolan's, and Lewis is overall, he's about a second slower than Lewis at the minute, but to be fair, that could put Yarham, where would it put him? Could put him ahead of Patton, ahead of Comby and Supergay as well, who are Division 1 drivers, but we'll see what he can do. Yarham 28-2, it still puts him P18. P18, Nolan is now on a lap. Down in the third gear for the S's, that's interesting. Oh, and he spun it, he's been pushing too hard, and Nolan powers in the wall. Nolan's in the wall, he's not going to get another lap in, so it looks like, and Lewis is out, and does not look like he is going to cross that line, so he has left it ridiculously late. So it looks like at the minute Lewis is probably going to take provisional pole, because I don't really think anybody can challenge him, and he has not made it, so he is out. Thomas is on a lap. I'm trying to see who's the furthest on a lap as Matty crosses the line. 27.7. So hard when you're by yourself to find out who actually is the furthest across, but I think it is Perpetuum is actually the furthest. Well, he's a second down, so maybe he's not. So we'll go with Thomas. The Scooby gets a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with someone, which he's going to probably be very annoyed about. Well, this game's basically said that, you know, these boys haven't crossed the line, but it looks like they're going for a flying lap, so, you know, they probably have crossed the line, so, you know, I don't know. But Lewis at the minute is the 10th up on his time, so it looks like Lewis is going to probably be the first man to bang in at 26 here. Casper's invaded his lap. What is Scuba doing? Is he up on his time? He is by just under a 10th. Thomas is coming around the last corner. He's 2/10 up on his lap time. Can he get into the 26s? He cannot. He's only done a 27.3. Coutinho as well now. We'll see what he can do. He's 3/10 up on his lap. Can Coutinho get himself into the mix with the top 5? He was very hesitant through the last couple of corners. It's secure. 6 is close to the line. It's at 27.3 as well, but it wasn't validated. Combig is into P8. Scuba's still on a lap. Where's Lewis? He's coming into the last corner now. He's 2/10 up. There's going to be a 26.7, 26.6. And Lewis has a 26.6, 4/10 quicker than the next guy. Absolutely mental. As we have Scuba now to come across the line. He does a 27.3, puts himself into P6. That's a good lap from Scuba. Very, very good lap. I'm impressed with that. Doesn't look like... Oh, and Matty's disconnected from the session. Doesn't look like he's going to get back in. That's a real shame for Matty. Real shame. But yeah, that pretty much is qualifying done. And once Casper, you know, retires, we can pretty much go. But like from Nolan Power the whole way down to, I would say, Wesker is only 8/10. So that's from 2nd to 16th. That's 14, 15 positions covered by 8/10. That's mental. Then you have Lewis who just decides to go an extra 4/10 quicker. So nice to do. So Lewis does take pole with a 26.6. Nolan is in second, 27.0. Then Tidgman, who's making his proper full-time seat now, is 27.2 in third place. Good luck from him. Recon reserve 27.2 as well. Good luck from Recon. Thomas 27.3, decent lap. I thought he could have went a wee bit quicker than that, so he probably thinks so too. Scooby gets a 5-place grid penalty, so he's going to start P11, but he did qualify 6th. Casper 7th. Combi 8th. Matty 9th, who's probably not going to get back in. Perpetuum 10th. Dogbolt 11th. Pat 12th. SH 13th. Coutinho 14th. Matt 15th. Wesker 16th, who says he could only do a 28.2, has done a 27.8, so he's pretty much a sandbagger, as we would say in practice. That pretty much confirms it. and I never caught the rest of the grid. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one now to see what happens. But Lewis is pretty much just blown it away, and if anybody really wants to challenge him, Nolan Power and Tidgeman and Thomas, they need to be sticking very close to the back of him. As I can see Lewis pushing very hard these first couple of laps, but we know what Nolan's like. Nolan, if he sees a gap, he will go for it, so Lewis needs to be very wary of that as well. Nolan knows whoever's leading into the first corner here is, you could say, probably in the best position, but you know, in this game, it's as long as you stick close behind someone, it's pretty easy to save ERS and follow them. So don't know, it just all depends. But we do have the formation lap, and we will see what sort of tires the Gage go for outside top 10. I think it's going to be a medium. I think it's going to be a soft and medium race. So as Lewis gets an absolutely dreadful start, we will go with the broadcast view if it lets me have it. It does indeed. Thank you very much. I will get the tires up. There we go. Do I need the mini map? No, I can put the track map on as well. Screw it. So yeah, let's see. So Dark Bolt, because he qualified outside the top 10, actually does get a set of medium. Scuba has to start on the soft he qualified on, so don't think he'd have wanted that. Well, it's not going to be too bad because there's going to be a soft medium race anyway. Pat, SH, both in the mediums. Matt, Wesker, Super Guy and Joe are on the mediums as well. Yarham's went for the hards, and Kevin at the back of the grid has went for the softs, which is very interesting now, because he needs to pass these guys in front of him, and we know what carnage it can be. Hopefully this week and this race we get a decent race, but the characteristics of turn 1 is going to be the likelihood. There's going to be a very high chance that there is going to be an incident, because you're going to get guys trying to go 3 and 4 wide onto that corner. You can't do it, it's virtually impossible. So you never know, we'll see. But I'm not even going to do a race prediction, because everybody knows Lewis, if he leads in the first lap, is going to absolutely walk this probably, so there's no real surprise. It just all matters how quick Tidgeman, Recon, Thomas and Nolan can get, if they are going to get past them, can they get past them on the first lap, because that's going to be very vital if they can. Because if they can maybe hold Lewis up and bring him into a bit of a queue behind, bring him into a bit of a battle, sorry, from behind. So that's what they need to do. But yeah, we will see, as Purple Dream's time doesn't come up for some reason, so maybe he's desynced, I don't know. But Jarham now in the hordes, that's going to be an interesting one to find out as well, because I don't really think the hordes are particularly the best tyre around here, but we'll see. We will see. As we just wait for the guys to line up on the grid. I'm very sorry boys if you're bored stupid out of your minds from listening to me. It'd be good if I had a co-commentator, but I don't. But yeah, don't know if I like this camera view now. Oh Jesus, screen's messed up on me a bit. There we go, it's a good camera angle here. But the guys, the lights have went out, but they really haven't, so we're just going to wait and see. And we're underway, and Lewis doesn't look like he's had the best start. Nolan Power looked like he had the initial best getaway, but Lewis had managed to get it in the end. Oh, very close there between Tidgeman and Thomas. Recon's had a dreadful start. He's down a couple of positions, but other than that, it doesn't look too bad. Everybody else looks like they got through pretty cleanly. Oh, as I say, there's an incident in Sector 1. Who is that? Is that Matt? Oh, it's Matt and it's Pat. Oh, they're both out. What has happened there? That's oh, that's going to be so unfortunate. Maybe a safety car. But I was saying, it was looking like an absolutely fantastic start, and that's just happened. But Lewis does have a half a second lead already, and we're only after the first sector, so we'll see, as he's not really using much ERS either. Either is Nolan Power and Tom. Oh, Tidgeman and Thomas were so close there. But you want to see, but Cagino and Dark Bolt are having a bit of a scrap. Oh, and I see here as well, TTG Recon. It's not even TTG Recon, it's Tidgeman has got Thomas and Casper right behind him, so Tidgeman is losing out quite a bit of time now to Nolan, which is not what you want to be doing. You need to be staying within that second gap. But Nolan's still keeping with Lewis, which is very good to see. Hopefully he can do it for the remainder of the race. But Tidgeman and Thomas is going to go side by side through 130 hours. It's going to be very tricky if they can do it. Thomas has to run off the track, but it's still side by side. into the final corner. I think they're going to do it. And they've done it. Good move from Thomas, and that's allowed Kelsper now to be very close. Oh, Tishman loses it on the bump. Kelsper's going to get the run. Is he going to make the move in the turn one, or is Tishman going to hold it? We'll see now. He isn't. Kelsper's going to back out of it, and Tishman lives to fight another day, and he's very close behind Thomas now. Thomas needs to get a move on here if he wants to catch Nolan Power, who is literally just... he's trying to match Lewis. Both are virtually the same ERS, so this is going to be a very interesting fight between the two of them. Matt's in the pits now for a new front wing and a set of hard tyres. I believe Pat, has he stayed out? Pat has stayed out. Maybe he didn't sustain any wing damage, which is maybe good to see, but you see how they're Darkbolt and Whisker going side by side. I think Whisker tried to make the move on Darkbolt, but Darkbolt managed to come back at him. So it's good to see the battle between them guys. Good respect shown between them. Oh, and they're on a bit wide through technique. You'll want to be very careful through that corner, because you hit that curve, you're going to completely spin out. But the minute is still pretty close between everybody. Super King's dropping back a wee bit on the medium tyres compared to Gagino, as Scuba makes a good start from 11th to 9th, so he's made clawing his way back a wee bit, and we know he does have decent race pace, so we'll see if he can catch his way back up the field. But Tidgman he's struggling a bit because Thomas has pulled out a bit of a gap. Lewis has pulled out a tiny bit more of a gap on Nolan Power here, but Nolan's still sticking with him. If he can stay within the DRS this lap, he will have a good chance of maybe challenging him for the rest of the race, and then it'll make him down to the pit stops, who makes the first pit. See now Kelsper, but Tidgman runs very wide. That's going to allow Kelsper to get the move, but who's going to have the initial straight line speed? I just see TGT Recon's going to go. Don't be 3 wide, boys, don't be 3 wide, just going to end. Tears, you do it. Oh, and so close. Kelsper's going to make the move on the inside, is he? Oh, beautiful move from Kelsper. Tidgman and Recon showing absolutely fantastic respect. I thought they were going to go 3 wide there, but that was absolutely insane. Nolan's now lost out the time to Lewis, so he's not in the DRS, so Lewis has to do whatever he needed to do to pull out that gap. Thomas is closing a wee bit on his teammate, and Kelsper's dropping back a wee bit, so Kelsper's going to form a big massive train here the whole way down to Gagino. So it's going to bring up hopefully a bit of fantastic racing, but it's still very close between everybody else in the midfield. Oh, and I see Purple Jim going in very deep into the hairpin, but manages to slow it down, and Scuba's still sticking with him. See the ERS supplement. Scuba's had to actually use a lot more to try and keep up with these guys because he started so far down. So out of the guys in the top 10, he actually has the least amount of ERS, which is not good to see. But hopefully now that he's that second behind, he can actually start saving it. I'm still sticking with them, but see TGG Recon. Tidgman, if Tidgman gets outside that DRS, he's going to be a sitting duck. But in behind there, there's Perpetuum and Combi. Perpetuum has made the move on Combi, so pretty easy move from Perpetuum. And see as well, Scuba was thinking about a move, was thinking about it on Combi, but couldn't make it. Oh, and a side by side, who is that? Super Guy and SH. Beautiful move from Super Guy round the outside. And he has the DRS as well because SH was in front, but can SH come back at him? That's decent straight line speed despite not having the DRS. But he can make the move. Super Guy does stay ahead. Kevin's also in the pit, so he's went for he's broke his wing. I thought he was going for a very early pit stop. Doesn't, but it's still very close here. So I'd like to see, there's a lot of action going on and it's very hard to keep up with it all. The TTG Recon at the minute is still sticking with Perpetuum Mobile and Combi. Oh, it's very deep from TTG, but it's decent. He managed to keep it down alright. This is very good practice as well for TTG Recon because, as you may all have seen on Twitter, TMC is going to be merging with TTL F1, so we're going to be doing the F1 and the F2 races in the new season with them, as we're going to have 5 divisions. So the TTL boys are going to be racing with the TMC boys in one big division and one big league. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes plain sailing. With a lot of numbers have signed up already, with a couple of spots left, which is not too bad. But TTG Recon is going to be one of them guys who is going to be racing, so it's very good practice for him to start racing some of these boys who he is probably going to be racing with next season. But Tidgman, is that Tidgman in the wall? Tidgman spun it on the... oh, he spun it. Definitely the bump. The bump has definitely caught him out. Oh, and that's not good. That's going to absolutely shoot his rear tires. He's going to have no rear grip. But we'll see here now, Joe and Yarham. Yarham on the hards, Joe on the mediums. Joe makes easy move. And SH and Super Guy are still having this battle. It's good racing, but SH does make the move, and it's very good respect shown between the two of them. Who's that? Is that Joe off? Joe's off. Joe's off. Is he going to retire? Don't know what's happened. Yarham's received a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. They've both come together. Yarham's lost his front wing. And Super Guy has lost out now to Wesker as well. So Wesker showing he's got decent race pace. The gaps are slowly spreading out just a wee bit. Question is now, is Joe or Yarham? Yarham's actually spun it again, and Yarham has retired from the race. So is this going to bring out a safety car or a VSC? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. Because a safety car would help Matt very much, but Matt doesn't look like he's got that much grip. Really doesn't. But Nolan Power still 1.4 behind Lewis after 5 laps. That's still not too bad, but as you can see, he can't really do much with it. I'm just seeing the gaps. Scuba is very close to Combi, so Combi and Scuba are still having a decent race. Let's see the position changes between the two guys. Is there going to be a move here made first? There isn't. Scuba had a lot of closing speed, but couldn't make it stick. So yeah, Scuba, Wesker and Super Guy have all gained 5 positions, so they're the biggest gainers so far. Combi has actually stayed in the same spot that he has been. Tidgeman receives a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. That's not what you want to see. So yeah, it's pretty close between them as Scuba's, look at this, he's hunting down Combi, absolutely hunting him down. It's bound to be an ETL at Dagna, bound to be. TTG Recon still stuck behind Kels, but these two boys actually have raced with each other before, so they know each other's pace. Perpetuum is dropping back just slightly, but Scuba's still very close behind Combi, and Kagino is not too far behind that battle either, so we'll watch a beautiful helicopter shot of this through Spoon. Both drivers look like they have a decent exit. Scuba looks like that's a good exit from Scuba, but I think Combi also had a decent exit as well, as Yarham does leave the session. So it looks like we've avoided a safety car, which is for some people probably bad to see, but some other people are probably happy that there isn't a safety car. Scuba makes an early pit stop. I was thinking he was going to be probably the one to go very early, and I think he will go for a set of. Surely it's coming medium. He's going mediums. Cut to do. I wasn't sure if mediums could do 20 laps, but sure, there's one of the races I think he took the mediums like 26 laps or something. So, you know, I'm not going to question. I'm just going to believe his judgment. So he is out in the mediums. He's going to probably come out ahead of Joe. Yes, he is. He's in a lot of clean air, so now he can put the foot down and try and gain that time on Combi and maybe even Perpetuum Mobile, because Perpetuum's not too far behind Recon as well. So if he can get another lap or two under his belt at a very high pace, he could see himself even up towards Kelsborough and TTG. So we'll see now. We'll just keep an eye on the gaps. We'll just keep an eye on the gap between him and Pat. It's 5.1. Well, it is coming down a wee bit, and we've already got through a couple of corners, so he is getting that time. As is that Dark Bolt? He's out. Dark Bolt's out. Is that going to be a safety car? It's a VSC, so this has this compromised Scuba? I think it has a wee bit. Question is Lewis or Nolan going to pit? As we see Thomas as well. Is any of these front runners going to pit? Dark Bolt's left the session. Lewis is in. Nolan's in. Thomas is also in, so Thomas is going to be the big loser out of this, and the DRS is enabled. So has this really helped them? I don't know if this has helped these boys or not. I think it might have, to be fair. See Lewis, is he coming down? He's out behind Super Guy and Wesker. Nolan's just coming out of the pits now. Thomas has been held up massively, but Kagino is now close up to the back of him. two of them have been jumped by Pat. Is Cooper going to jump the two of them? Oh, he's close. He's close. Oh, and he's not. Thomas got headed up so much in the pits that that's allowed Scuba to be all over the... Oh, and Scuba spun it. He's on the wall. No, he's out. Scuba's out of the race. He was looking so good, but he's out. Just watched it on board. That's just too early on the throttle, and that's it. Bye-bye. And Tidgeman and Matt having a bit of a battle as well. Scuba's left the session. He's absolutely raging. I'd not be surprised if he's left the party that they're in as well. But there is no safety car, so they have got away with it. But Kelsper, TTG, Recon and Perpetuum are all still going. And Lewis is right behind Super Gay. And look at that traction. Lewis gets off spoon. Look at the traction. Is Super Gay going to defend it? He's going to block the inside, but Lewis is going to have to go around the outside. I don't think Super Gay's going to... He's not really going to fight him too much. I don't think Wesker would fight him either. Just checking the bump in the last corner. Seems to be okay for these guys. Look at this. Lewis breezing past Wesker with the DRS and overtake mode. Breezing past them. And Super Gay still very close to Wesker, so Wesker is mixing it with some of the Division 1 boys. The question is though, is how far is Kelsper, Perpetuum and Recon and Combi gonna go on these soft tires? As is this. Is that Wesker? Where's he been that at? Oh, how's he done that? How has Wesker done that? But that is a safety car, and that is going to help Matt Tybus get back into this race on a set of medium tyres, and this is going to help Kelsper, TTG and Perpetuum Mobile. Is it really though? Because Lewis is 16 seconds behind. I believe a pit stop's 24. If it's cut in half, this will help them. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight, but if this works out for these boys, this is gonna be an interesting part of this race. You kind of just wish, in a sense, that it actually does. Like, they do come out in front of Lewis, because it'd be good to see other people actually, you know, leading for a change. But Perpetuum has to replace his wing. TTG's out. Kelsper is moving as well. I believe Lewis is actually going to still jump them all anyway, is he? Yes, he is. So Lewis is still going to effectively take the race lead, and Nolan Power thinks he's going to take second, is he? Nolan isn't. Super Gay's going to be second, so this is going to be an interesting one now. So Lewis, regardless, still manages to come ahead, but it's only, what is the gap? It's only 4 seconds. So if the safety car had came out as soon as Lewis pitted, would that probably would have helped him a bit more, but it's just, you know, hasn't got that big of a gap, so he still does come out in the lead. And once he gets the safety car restart, he's probably going to be pretty much gone. Joe's in the pits, Pat's in the pits, and Kevin's all in the pits. They're all going to go for a set of mediums. Be very surprised if anyone goes for a set of hards. Well, actually, Pat stays out, and SH just went for a set of hards, so SH and Pat have both went for the hard compound. Joe's also went for a set of hards as well, and Kevin went for a set of mediums. So now that everybody's going to get bunched up, we're actually going to see a proper bit of racing again. But with 4 retirements already. To take a wee drink. As the safety car is probably going to stay out for another lap, because Pat's that far behind. These guys are in the last corner. Pat's only coming around 130 or now, so It will stay for one more lap, so it will be in the next lap. Lewis needs to be very careful he doesn't hit that safety car now. But Super Guy's surprised Super Guy didn't pit. Well, to be fair, he really couldn't do anything, to be fair. He could go for hards and be ridiculously slow, or he could have went for a set of softs and not got them to the end. But Recon went for a set of hards, so that's an interesting one now from Recon. But look at him, he's trying to get so much warmth into the tyres. Some of these guys in the hards just want to be very careful when they're weaving, because how cold the tyres are, they actually could spin and do Roman Grosjean. And I think it was Baku he tried to warm up his tyres. I think it was last season or the season before that he tried to warm his tyres up and completely lost the back end and straight on the wall and was out. So just want to be very careful with cold tyres. Like these guys in the hards, it's going to be very hard for them to keep the temperature in it. These guys in the mediums are just going to bolt. I can see Nolan making the move on Super Guy very quickly, because he had the fresh tyres. But everybody looks like they have 100% DRS. They do indeed, so they're all in full mode attack. Matt's still 2 seconds behind, but he's pretty much there, and the safety car is in this lap. So the question is when is Lewis going to bolt and push that accelerator? We'll see as we get a decent helicopter shot of it. My guess is he's going to bolt it out of the last corner. He's going to bolt it out of here. That's my guess. Yeah, he's gone. He's absolutely gone. He's left him for dust. So Lewis has absolutely nailed the restart, but he is over to the right hand side, so he's trying to block any tow that's coming along. But Super Guy's still there, and so is Nolan Power. So Nolan needs to make the move very quickly on Super Guy if he wants to have any chance of winning this race, because he needs to stick close with him, as Combi and TTG are having a battle. And I believe that actually was Combi trying to make the move. I think it was Combi trying to make the move with TTG, but he just couldn't make the move. So TTG is struggling at the minute on them hard compound tires, and Combi's got Perpetuum right all over the back of him as well. But is Nolan Power going to go for moving the Dagna? But brave one if he can do it, because it's a high speed corner, but he doesn't. Oh, he's locked up a bit. My guess he's got into the hairpin. Yeah, you can see, look at the exit he's got into the hairpin. He's gonna go for it. Super Guy couldn't do anything about it, and Nolan makes the move. But I do believe he is about 2 seconds behind Lewis now already. Yes, he is. So he's gonna have to do a lot of catching up, as Kelsper is trying to make his way past Super Guy as well, who is going to be, you could say, he's going to be effectively the slowest out of these guys here, because he is on the longest, he is in the most worn tires. TTG Recon has his restart is up. I don't know what's happened to his restart, just the hard tires just haven't hooked up for him. Kelsper makes a move around the outside of Super Guy as well into 130R, and Nolan is 2 seconds behind Lewis, so Lewis is building out the gap just a bit. He's probably going to pump in the fastest lap here now in a second. He does indeed. Combi and Perpetuum still stuck behind Recon. The question is the DRS activated yet? It is not. We'll right over Combi to see if he can make a move. No, we can't, so at the minute Combi still stuck behind, but he has messed the S's up just a bit. That's allowed Perpetuum to close back up again. And Thomas is right there as well, and so is Coutinho. SH, to be fair, on the hards is still sticking with this group, and Tidgeman is on the mediums. Is there? Kevin must have lost out time to the guys behind on the hards, slowly making his way back through again. Pat on the hards, Matt's probably going to overtake him very quickly, and then you're Joe and P15. My guess is these boys, I can understand why some of the boys went for the hards if they started in the mediums, but if you were on the softs, you should have went for the mediums, because it probably is the best strategy to do. But Kelsper still sticking close behind Nolan, who has brought the gap down, well, he hasn't really. The gap's pretty much stayed the same. So Lewis is doing pretty much all he needs to do. And then there's Kalsper, just closely behind. It does show on the timer screens that Kalsper's at the purple sector too, so could this be a time for a fastest lap? Because he is virtually getting towed along the track as well. DRS is enabled. Kalsper does not do the fastest lap, but Matt Tybus gets the 3-second penalty. But Supergate is coming under attack from TTG Recon, who is on a fresh set of hard tyres, and he makes the move. So Supergate's going to stay out as long as he can to go for a set of softs at the end, I'm assuming. Then with Combi just closely following behind. Supergate's going to drop a lot of positions here on the. You just see the beautiful direction changes from the corner, from the S's, from the part before the S's. The direction change is absolutely sensational from that camera angle. But yeah, they're still pretty close, but there's just not really much moves going on at the minute. That was, I believe, that looked like Tidgeman or someone went completely out of position, but Thomas tried to go for a move on Perpetuum, but couldn't make it. And that has allowed Coutinho to be right up his gearbox. But Thomas has clawed a bit of time back. Oh, and who was that? That was someone ran very wide onto the grass. My guess is that was Supergay. Or it was Recon actually, because Supergay's all over the back of him. Is Supergay going to go for the move into the final corner? It'd be a brave move if he can do it. But he's going to go for it. Is Recon going to give him the space? He is a bit. Oh, wasn't really much for the two of them. Supergay had no option but to cut the corner. Oh, and the bump. That bump in the final corner is an absolute pain in the hole. But now look at this combi. TTG Recon and Supergay all going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Supergay's going to make the move. Recon tried to come back, couldn't, didn't have the grip. And Combi still stuck in behind, just waiting for an incident to happen. Perpetuum is not really making too much inroads, as he's still got Thomas and Coutinho all still with him. What a bad race this has been for Thomas, being held up in the pits by his teammate. It's cost him so much time. He could have been up there fighting his teammate and Kalsper for the podium spot. So I'll understand if he's going to be really annoyed come the end of this race. But it's lap 15 of 27, and races went pretty right so far, and I've non-stop talking, to be honest, because everybody's just up pretty much close together, and I just feel that because, you know, it's just me, I may as well keep talking because nobody wants any silence, because then they'll just be boring and crap. But Nolan picks up a 3-second penalty, so that's pretty much Kalsper going to get effectively P2. But we'll see. Is Kalsper close enough? I don't think he is. Nah, he's not. Nolan has absolutely no ERS left. Lewis has used a bit of ERS even though he's still in the lead. But TTG Recon, oh, and Supergay, as I'm watching that on board, it's close between them. It is close, but it's good, respectful racing. Oh, and that was Perpetuum. I think he went into the back of Combi there, but I don't know if he's any wing damage. Don't think he does. So they're all still going. This battle here from TTG Recon the whole way down is absolutely insane. As Recon and Supergay again are going for Joe Corby's out of the race. Must have spun. Is there going to be a safety car again? There's a VSC. That can calm things down a wee bit. SH was losing a wee bit of time on the hards, but at least now he's still in it. But TTG Recon's having an absolute, it's having ding dong battle here with Supergay. It's just showing you that 15 lap old mediums is the exact same pace as 6 lap old hards, so it's not too bad. But it looks like they're speeding up a wee bit, so the VSE must be in. Yep, that's it there. Now Recon's going to go into the hairpin. Oh, it was close. I thought Perpetuum was going to go for a move there, but he's went deep. Is Thomas going to get a better exit? He is not, but he is actually. We'll see, is there going to be any moves right on board with Thomas to see? Recon, is he going to go for it? Oh, it's close, it's the 3 of them. Oh, Perpetuum's around the other side. It'd be a brave move if he can do it. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Look at this. This is sensational. This is close between all 3. Purple Team's going down the inside, so is Recon. Oh, it's close. Contact. Oh, and that's Thomas. Just easy move for him. It's going to happen sooner or later, and look at this now. Coutinho's trying to make it 3 wide in the turn 1. And to be fair, he's made the move, so Super Guy has dropped more positions. It's been absolutely, this has been fantastic battling between all these guys here. Absolutely fantastic. But that move from Thomas was absolutely sensational. As Wesker's left the session now as well. Digimon. So effectively the gaps from Purple Team the whole way down to, you can pretty much say Matt. Like what is the actual gap? Let me just get it up here in the leaders. So from Purple Team down to Matt is really only 6.6 seconds. So that's nothing. Like one mistake and that's pretty much everybody back in it. Lewis has got, you could say, nearly a 7-second lead because Nolan has a 3-second penalty. But Kelsper's still keeping with Nolan, so it's good pace from Kelsper. He's looking very strong. Purple Team's pulling out a bit of time on Thomas, who was undone in the pit stops but is slowly clawing his way back. Recon I think went for a bad strategy call going for the hards. I think if he was on the mediums he'd be up there as well, ahead of Purple Team, maybe battling Kelsper. But that's not the case, but he does have the DRS, so does Coutinho, so does Combi. Super Guy, who's very closely followed by SH. Is SH going to make the move? Because we've seen before he's fantastic straight line speed. Oh, it was looking very close, but Super Guy carries more speed in the turn 1. And Matt's made the move on Pat. That rhymes as well, that's pretty cool. But yeah, Matt, because he made that move on Pat, is 2 seconds behind, so he needs to get the foot down to start clawing his back. I was talking to him earlier on, he says his aim is he'd be happy with being in the top 10. He's not too far, he's only about, I'd say about 3.5 seconds off it, so it's still within his reach. And maybe a safety car would help as well, as Coutinho and Combi going for it again. Coutinho tried to make the move, but Combi was like, no thank you, I'm going to defend this very hard. And defends it very well, he does. As I drop my water bottle. So SH has dropped another place as Tidgeman, and oh, Kevin's went very wide there at Spoon, and that has compromised the 3-second penalty, but Tidgeman's right behind Super Guy. Super Guy needs to make a pit stop now very soon. He's got 17 laps instead of medium tyres. He's just getting absolutely swamped by everybody. Tidgeman round the outside, 130 yards. Super Guy gonna come back at him. He is not. We'll see if anybody makes a pit stop. Super Guy in the pits. So this is probably gonna be for a set of softs to the end. Has Matt closed the gap back up? Well, he has, because you can see it there. He's only 1.1. So Matt's still in this battle. Tidgeman needs to get his foot down now to close the gap to Coutinho. Combi's losing time now to Recon, and Recon's still sticking with Thomas, so it's good pace from Recon. And Kelsper's still keeping with Nolan, so there's still a couple of close battles out there. Purple Team's 5 seconds behind Kelsper, so we can't really see much happening there, and can't see much happening for the lead of the race because Lewis is pretty much having his standard Tuesday night drive. Could go for a cup of tea and come back. That's a bleeding. But yeah, gaps still pretty much remain the same. If anything, Kevin's actually losing a bit of time to Tidgeman, and Tidgeman's losing a wee bit of time to Coutinho as Pat picks up a 3-second penalty. But Super Guy's now come out in a set of softs, so surely Super Guy should be taking the fastest lap of this race and getting an extra point. Well, we'll say that. Lewis just decides, let's just bump in a 30.3 for the fun of it. Mud, what's his fastest lap compared to Nolan's? It's 4/10 faster than Nolan's. It's actually not that much faster, but as I said, there, Kelsper, look at how close he is now behind Nolan. He's not that. He is looking very feisty. And Coutinho and Combi going for the move, and Coutinho's pretty much made it, so Combi had no defence for Coutinho's straight line speed. For some strange reason, both Ferraris have looked like they've had fantastic straight line speed this whole race. They've obviously just gave each other this one of the setups, and to be fair, it must look like a low wing it must be like a low wing setup, because their straight line speed is absolutely phenomenal. Recon's still closely behind Thomas despite being on a harder set of tyres, so Recon's pace is looking very strong. Perpetuum 3-second penalty, so that's going to allow Thomas, Recon and probably Coutinho to overtake him. Barn, they can keep the gap the way it is. Casper still, I think Casper's biding his time, because look at the ERS difference, he's got probably 30% more than Nolan, so I think Casper's just biding his time, waiting for about the last 3 or 4 laps, and then applying a lot of pressure to Nolan, see if Nolan can crack under. But yeah, every other gap still pretty much remains the same. Matt's only 6/10 behind SH for P11, which he's only really 1.7 behind Kevin for P10. So his pace looks like it's coming back just a wee bit. It's just a shame what happened at the start. I think it was him and Pat had the incident. Great shame, I don't know whose fault it was. Maybe it was just a random accident, but Nolan's picked up another 3-second penalty. So if anything else, Nolan going to drop down to... He will drop down behind Perpetuum Mobile, but Perpetuum has a penalty, so Thomas is not too far behind, not too far off that. Thomas is what? He's about 7.1 behind, so Thomas needs to get fined 1.1 seconds, and he could near enough jump Perpetuum and Nolan to get the final podium spot. But we'll see. Casper tried to, as I was saying as well, Casper tried to make a move into turn 1, but he just wasn't close enough, and it looks like Nolan has a lot more speed through the S. Oh, and he's on the grass as I say that. Looks like Nolan's running a lot more higher downforce, because he can carry so much more speed through the S's and the diagonals, but coming into the last sector around 130R, that's just where Casper just gains all his time in it. So Casper must be another one of these drivers that's run lowish wings around here, which is pretty much hard. It's pretty much like you don't really know which way to go with the setup, because through the S's you need as much downforce as possible. Like the whole first sector you need the downforce, and probably the second sector as well, but the final sector is just, it's literally like, well, the end of the second sector and the third sector is pretty much one straight, 2 corners, and that's it. So, you know, do you really need the low wings around here? It's a tough one, but as I said, like, coming 130R, like Casper's gained 2/10 already, so he is running a lot lower wings, and he is a lot closer. But it's just through the bump he loses a lot more traction. Nolan's got that line pretty much spot on, driving it around the outside, but there was a bit of lag because now Casper's a lot closer. Is he going to go for the move? He is indeed. Is it going to end in tears? It isn't. Casper's going to do it, but Nolan's going to come back. But Casper's going to prevail and take the second place of the Japanese Grand Prix. Nolan is now down to third, and at this present minute in time, Nolan looks like he's still going to be comfortably ahead, but the gap's only 6.7, 6.5, 6.5 to Thomas, so he's only going to really beat Thomas by half a second. So Thomas, if he is listening or someone's with him and telling him, that'll give him the motivation now to push a lot further, as you can clearly see, because he nearly lost the back end there coming up the top of the hill. But TTG Recon's still there as well, and Coutinho's dropped back a bit, so has Combi dropped back the back from Coutinho. Tidgeman's still there, and Kevin's still there as well. Matt had a 3-second penalty, but he did pass SH in the process, so Matt is in the P11. He's 3 seconds, but he's 3.6 seconds behind Kevin. I can't really see him getting that time, because Kevin's still in this, still basically getting towed by these guys ahead. So don't know, I can't really see much overtaking from these guys in the midfield, unless, you know, Coutinho gets up, tires fall off the cliff. But I doubt it, because I think he's straight line speed to stick with it. But Nolan's still sticking behind Casper, despite not having as better wings as him. Oh, and he's on the grass this time. That's definitely going to compromise the speed down the straight. He's trying to take the wide line, but sometimes it's not working. But he has to try and start saving the ERS. Kevin's got a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is. But he's still probably going to beat Matt by 2 seconds at least, because Matt's got a 3-second penalty. Subigay's not really doing much with himself, but he can't really, because he was that far behind anyway. But he still got the fastest lap, which is still an extra point for him. Casper's picked up a 3-second penalty now. Now this is interesting now between these two. Well, I say interesting. Sector 1, who is that? Is that Tidgeman? Is he spun? Tidgeman's gone. Tidgeman's around top of the hill. Oh, and he's retired as well. He was on for a good handful of points. Well, there's going to be no safety car now. There might be a VSC, but there definitely won't be a safety car because there's only 5 laps left to go. So Supergate's going to take P13 and the fastest lap as well. They've all gone, they've all bolted. It's getting a wee bit spread out now between everybody. The only real gaps is TTG Recon and is still behind Thomas, still closely followed Thomas. Tidgeman's left the session. Combeat's close to Kigino, and Nolan's still there with Kelsper. Kelsper's, that must have been the bump that put him so in far into the inside there. But Nolan, has he got the straight line speed? It looks like he's running out of it though. He was thinking about it. Nolan's just letting him know that he is there. The actual speed these two carry through these corners is absolutely insane. I wish I could carry them I wish I could go into the corners as quick as them boys. Both two different lines. Nolan likes to go a lot tighter, Kelsper likes to go a lot wider, particularly in the S's anyway. TTG Recon and Thomas both pretty much take identical lines. TTG Recon still close behind. I don't think any of these two boys have a penalty either, so these two boys are at the minute actually looking for a very strong position, because Kevin's picked up an all 3 second penalty. Nolan looked at a must to try to go for the move on Kelsper but couldn't make it, as there's a yellow flag in sector 1. That's Pat. Was he spun at it? Oh, Super Gay as well. Was just Pat lost to the top of the hill as well. Super Gay was very close there to spin it. His car doesn't look particularly grippy. See here now, is Combi good close enough to Kigino? He is not. Here we go now. Here's Recon and Thomas. Sorry, as I said, there Nolan and Kelsper are close at the front. Is Kelsper going to make the move? Was Nolan going to make the move? He has made the move. Kelsper tried to come back, couldn't make it. We'll see Recon now and Thomas. Recon go around the outside, Thomas on the inside. Recon, beautiful around the outside on them hard tires. At this stage now, this is where Recon's hard tires should come into effect. Thomas's mediums will start to wear out just a wee bit now. And Kelsper really should be coming back at Nolan here, because he does have 2 lap fresher tires. But Lewis is pretty much gone at the front. At the minute I think Lewis is actually going to win this race by 10 seconds. Then behind, there's not really much battles in behind now. Matt's dropped further behind Kevin. Kevin's now really closing too much on Combi. Combi's still keeping the same gap to Kigino. Kigino's losing a lot of time to Thomas. And Recon, as I said, overtook Thomas. Oh, and Recon's got a 3 second penalty. Oh, that is commentator's curse at its finest. So if anything, that's Thomas. I can actually see Thomas. Could he? I don't know. What is the gap? It's still 6.6. I don't know if Thomas is going to jump Perpetuum either. If Thomas goes to the end of this race and doesn't pick up a penalty, as I said there, sorry, Kelsper and Nolan going again. Nolan trying to fight back. It's good racing between the two of them, but oh, contact! Or was it lag? Looked like a bit of contact, but Kelsper and Nolan getting a wee bit feisty now, but it's still very good racing between the two of them. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't know, I think like Thomas is closely to hear Recon, but I'm just saying, if Thomas doesn't get a penalty these next 2 laps, I don't think he has one at the minute anyway, so if he can continue like that, he might. Like, Nolan's got no penalty, so Nolan's definitely dropping down the field here quite a lot, so Thomas is going to overtake him now. But can Thomas actually get ahead of Perpetuum, who's effectively going to be 3rd place at the minute, because Recon's got a penalty? So Thomas could still find himself in a 3rd position here, as there's an incident in sector 1. I don't know who that was. That was probably Super Guy, because I think he's lost a lot more time to SH, so he must have spun. Kevin's closed up a bit now to Combi and Kigino. This is now where Kevin needs to start getting the foot down. So he only has a lap. He has less than a lap left. What about the exits? Coutinho likes going onto that curb, and I do personally think that curb loses you a lot of time down the straight. Like, as you can see, like, I know Coutinho's got the slipstream, but, or not Coutinho, Combi's got the slipstream, but like, Coutinho's still losing quite a bit of time down the straight because of it. But we'll see now coming at the last corner. Combi now, he's a lot closer than he was before. Thomas overtaking Recon again. But here we go, is Combi now going to make the move on Coutinho? Round the outside, Combi still can't make the move. Coutinho still defends it very well. And Kevin's in behind, waiting for a slip. But it's good racing between these boys. As Lewis is 6.6 seconds out of Kelsper now, so Kelsper has gained a bit of time on him. Nolan's still there with Kelsper, but it's not really going to be too much of a fight. Thomas has got that gap now down. Is that Kevin? He's out! Oh, Kevin spun it on the curb. Kevin's out. That's points lost. Oh, he's going to be raging. That's going to promote SH into P10 and Super Guy into P11. There's so many DNFs. What's going on? But as we said there, Lewis 6/10 up. Is he going to pump in the fat? This is about crazy if he pumps in the fastest lap here now. This will just be taking the piss. Lewis comes across the line to win the Japanese Grand Prix, and he does take the fast lap at 29.7. That's just taking the absolute mick out of everybody. But Nolan's in the wall, but Kelsper I think second, Perpetuum's third. What's Thomas going to get now when he crosses the line? It's going to be fourth, so he only was 7 tenths behind Perpetuum. Perpetuum takes P3, Recon takes P5, Nolan P6, Coutinho P7, Combi P8, Matt's going to take a P9. So actually he's going to take P8, so Matt actually he's going to be a happy man now. Well, it could have been probably better for him if he hadn't been taken out. He probably could have jumped Coutinho and maybe Nolan and Recon, because he did lose a lot of time from being taken out. SH now as well. He's going to cross the line and he's going to finish P10, and Super Guy is going to finish P11 from what I believe. But there you go. Lewis and Brendan Lee does take the win. Kelsper does take second, so it was a good result from Kelsper. Perpetuum Mobile P3. Good result from Perpetuum. Then Thomas was a bit unlucky with being held up on the pit's best team. He probably should have been second place, but these things happen and no penalties as well, so he takes P4. He'll still be happy with his recovery. TTG Recon. Hope he enjoyed a reserve race, because it was good to have him in. Good driving for himself as well. He takes P5. Nolan takes P6. Coutinho takes P7. Matt takes P8. Combi takes P9. SH takes P10. Super Guy takes the final point in P11, and then everybody else was classified DNFs. So it was a very, very good race. Lewis does take pole position, does take the fastest lap, and does take the race win. So Lewis takes the ultimate Grand Slam. So there you go. Congratulations to Lewis. And you could go by position changes and be like, oh, such and such deserves fastest laps, such and all that there, but Lewis will probably end up getting driver of the day, because leading from the front, I know everybody's going to say, oh, he's quick, he should be racing from the front anyway, but like, first place, wins by nearly 10 seconds, takes pole, takes the fastest lap, particularly on the last lap as well. Thomas is also another fantastic shout, because he was the only other one not to get a penalty, so it would be them two that I would put for the vote for driver of the day. But Lewis is going to edge it, because he pretty much was faultless, didn't make a mistake, and there you go. So Lewis will take driver of the day. But yes, that is pretty much going to be it for me tonight. I'm very sorry there was nobody else to commentate with me. It's quite a shame when you don't have anybody else, but hopefully hopefully next week I will have a commentator with me again, and we can actually start like getting things back in order again, because it's good to have a good commentator, because it saves me having to talk a lot for a start and get to catch more action and all that there. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it from me. Join us tomorrow for Division 2. Still not sure if Unsafe Release is going to be able to make it, but hopefully he can. So hopefully we do have a stream tomorrow night, and if we do, it'll be at 8 o'clock same time. It'll be obviously in the same channel, obviously. And yeah, pretty much that's going to wrap it up. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody for racing. It was a fantastic race, and we'll catch you all tomorrow night.